I got some pretty disturbing clips that I want to show you guys because Islam is on a mission to take over the world, guys. They've already commandeered a couple of properties in the United States, territories like Dearborn and some places in Texas. But I want to show you guys these video clips and show you how imminent this threat is, guys, because their whole goal is to get into office and change the politics from the inside out, right? It's not like they're going to come with force and weapons and terrorist attacks. They're trying to do this strategically. And I want to play these video clips for you guys so you understand what I'm saying, because this is a serious issue.
The election of somebody like Mamdani, it is a game changer. We need somebody like Mamdani to be the mayor of New York. And that is a victory for the ummah. I'm jumping the gun here, but this is one of the narrow-minded that need to break here. And if you don't understand this, then honestly, you need to rethink through your understanding of civilizational strength. Everybody has a role to play. Muftis have a role to play, and politicians have the role to play. Let everybody be active in their role. This is a strength of our community. And of our greatest strengths, like I said, the political freedoms we have. The guy tried, not once, not twice, 8 times to shut our project down. I don't want to go into all the details because of time. He failed miserably at every single level. And the project is still going full steam ahead. Do you understand what I'm saying here? The governor of one of the largest states of the world, Texas, everything's big in Texas, wanted to stop, and he tried, وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهِ. Multiple ways he tried. Alhamdulillah, that bill did not pass because of multiple reasons. Of them, we employed our lobbyists, money in the lobby. You have to do this reality. And yet here we are still debating, can I vote or not? Does voting shirk or haram or kufr? Wallahi, we are in one galaxy and the world is a different galaxy. Literally, it's just disconnected from reality. If we did not get involved, our masjid would have been shut down. Forget our project, right? These are some of the strengths. Very quickly, weaknesses. We have multiple weaknesses. Our biggest weakness is our percentage in this country. We are very disadvantaged. By the way, this is only in this country, because across the Western world, mashallah, tabarakallah, percentages are rising to the point of it's terrifying them. Sweden, 10% Muslim. Oslo, Norway, 10% Muslim. Oslo, of all places. Vienna, the Ottoman Turks tried 200 years, they couldn't do anything. Vienna is 10% Muslim, mashallah, tabarakallah. 10% Muslim. England, London, it is estimated 20%. I was in Australia a year and a half ago. Australia, Sydney, there are districts the size of maybe half of Austin that are 60% Muslim. Lakemba, go look it up. Lakemba in Sydney.
Now tell me that isn't concerning, guys. These places that are not very large, Oslo, Norway is not very big, and 10% of their population is Muslim. London itself is 20% Muslim. And this guy is the imam in Texas. And they're talking about taking over. Now, we see right here on the screen where it says, Mamdani was a victory for the Ummah. We didn't succeed in conquering Vienna by the sword for 200 years, and now it's 20% Muslim. We need to enlarge the Muslim population in America, just like we did in Europe. Terrifying. And that is their goal, guys. I'm not going to play any more of that because it's just crazy work, but this is what they're doing in schools, guys. And this is the streets of London right here, right now. This is King's Cross, London. Sorry, guys. Let's see where the audio go. Everybody just posted up on the sidewalk praying. That's London right now. So look right here, it says Muslims in Christian countries where they're allowed to pray in the middle of the streets, but Christians in Muslim countries, they're on their knees getting ready to be executed. This is the dynamic, and this is supposed to be a religion of peace. There's nothing peaceful about this though, guys. Look at this clip.
To all of its members, is there such a thing in Islam? Is there equality of faith? If we look to one hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the authority of Abu Hurairah, Sahih Muslim, so no Sunni Muslim can really argue against Sahih Muslim or Sahih Bukhari. Rasulullah said, don't greet the Jews and the Christians before they greet you, and when you meet any of them on the roads, force them to go on the narrow side of it. And Imam Malik, he said the same thing as well. In fact, Umar ibn Khattab, who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that if there was to be another Nabi after me, it would be Umar ibn Khattab in his own charter, not charter of United Nations, in his charter with the people of Sham, with those Christians of Sham, in his charter was Kafir and Muslim, they're not allowed to wear the same clothes as one another. If the Muslim, he comes out on the day of Eid and he sees Kafir with nice clothes, the Kafir has to take his clothes off and give it to the Muslims. The Kafir, when he walks inside the street, he has to wear a red belt around his neck, and he has to have his forehead shaved, and he has to wear two shoes which are different from one another. He's not allowed to walk on the pavement. He has to walk in the middle of the road, and he has to ride on a mule. And that's only for the adults, not for the children. And you can see how Islam would make the child become a Muslim. The kafir, or the child growing up in a state of kufr, he will turn to Islam. Why? Because the child will be walking along with his dad. He said, Dad, yeah, why you got your forehead shaved? I don't know whether these Muslims, they make me do it. Why you got to walk? Why can't you ride the animal? Like the Muslims, they ride the animal like this. Why are you walking with both legs dangling on the side of the donkey? Why is it every time the Muslim comes to you, he asks you for your clothes, you give it? Why is it every time he tells you to get down from the horse, you have to take it? And not only that, he said the kuffar, they can have their churches. They can have their churches, but they're not allowed to ring the bell. And if a Muslim, he's walking by, let's say for example, a Muslim's been on Edgware Road for example. He's had some nice shisha, some nice steak, no hubble bubble, we don't deal with anything like that. And he's walking along and he's rubbing his belly and he's like, oh man, I don't want to upset my wife tonight. What he can do, he can go to the church, knock on the door, John, let me in. Okay, no problem. John has to put up Abdul Ghafoor for the night. Abdul Ghafoor with his big belly, having his nice kebab. John has to open up the church and he has to go there and sleep there nice and comfortable and say, all right, John, thank you, and then carry on going early in the morning. Which wife is going to live with John under that type of circumstances? What kind of honoring is this for me to live with John and Abdul Ghafoor comes every Friday night? And sleeps in our bed as well.
So you see right here that they ain't playing around, guys. This is the narrative. This is what they want to do to us, right? And this post right here, it says, a Muslim preacher in Britain explains how Muslims will enforce systemic mental and physical torture against Christians and Jews, traumatize their children, and force them to convert to Islam to end their unbearable suffering under Sharia law. I don't want no parts of that. I'm not playing around, guys, and you shouldn't either. Listen to this. This is in Dearborn.
It's always been mostly Muslim?
Yes, it has. My teachers were, it's always been like that.
It's always been mostly Muslim?
Yes, it has. My teachers were Muslim. The grocery stores around me were Muslim. And that was,
how old are you?
I'm 53. So go back then, Dearborn was always like that. So it's not new.
It was not always like that.
No, it was. I was there. I was born there. I came there when I was 5. And my teachers were Muslim. I went to Salina School in Dearborn, Michigan, and the majority of my teachers were Muslim.
Yeah. So that actually proves my point that American cities are being taken over by people that traditionally they had nothing to do with the founding of this country. That's not really a melting pot, I would argue.
Well,
and I would say that displacing.
I disagree with you.
I would say that displacing
from all countries.
Okay, even
illegally.
Okay, well let me ask you this.
Legally.
Okay, so if someone comes legally through chain migration and they bring over 10 family members from, let's say, Somalia, where they have vastly different cultures, they have vastly different laws.
Why not? If they come legally, let them come in.
Now, what I don't want you guys to think is you hear these clips and you think that I'm against immigration. I'm not against immigration. I'm not against people. I'm not against people worshiping the God that they choose to. I don't have no respect for their God. But at the same time, I am against somebody hostile, coming in a hostile takeover, trying to take over the U.S. This woman says Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan, says white people have colonized Muslim land. She's saying that this land belonged to the Muslims before white people ever came here. She insisted that Dearborn has always been like that. It's always been Muslim land. Muslims are the indigenous people of America. That just sounds foolish to me. The Native Americans were the original people here. But to say that Dearborn, Michigan has always been predominantly Muslim is such a foolish thing. Is anybody in the chat from Dearborn, Michigan? Please let me know, or ask somebody that you know that lives there and see if we can verify this claim, because this is just foolish to me, guys. But what we do see is there's hope, right? Why is it that any convert to Christianity finds joy and happiness? And this is a Muslim woman that converted to Christianity. Now, let's see. I think she's dancing to some TikTok song or something. Yeah, so I'm going to keep that muted. But congratulations, sister. Welcome to the family. This guy right here was a Christian. Now he's welcome to the family. From Islam to Christ. Let's go. Yemen Islam is converted to Islam, or converted from Islam to Christianity, and was totally transformed. So, we're taking a couple. Now, I do want to show you guys this, because we see right here, this is Poland, guys. Poland is not afraid to rep the set. They repping it all day. The Polish people serve as a reminder that Europe is fundamentally Christian. Europe needs more nations like Poland and far less influence from the EU. Do you agree that Christianity is the foundation of our humanity? I 100% do agree that Christianity is the foundation of our humanity. They even got the prayer going over the loudspeaker. Now, Poland is representing Christ like no other. I think it's the first country in the world to claim that Jesus Christ is their king. Now watch this video. This is Poland right here. Do you support the 420,000 Christian Polish nationalists on the street declaring Poland a Christian country? Look at this. They're all out there worshiping. And yeah, there's some fire burning, but it's not like a riot. They're worshiping, praising the Lord. Imagine if we would unite like that. Imagine if we could all come together like that. There'd be no chance that Islam could come over here and take over anything. You try that stuff over in Poland, see what's gonna happen. They're literally out there worshiping, singing a worship song right now. What do you guys think of this? You know what the plan is. They've told you that they're trying to get into government. They're not taking over with force. They're not taking over with bombs. They're taking over with ballots. They're getting into politics, and they're changing laws from the inside out that allow more of their kind to come in. And before we know it, guys, Sharia law will be normal law, because the powers will have the actual authority to change that and make that a reality. Saw what the guy in the clip said about Mandami. This is not something that we should just discard by the wayside and be like, oh, we're all inclusive here in America. Just let them come in, bro. Like, no, we got big things, big problems on our hands if we continue to let everybody and their mama come in here and just do what they want to do. Like, yes, there's liberties, there's freedoms, but at the same time, guys, we got to use logic. We have to use our brains. And the lie that church and state should be separated, that's not in the Constitution anywhere. That's a man-made rule. That's some street code that people are trying to live by, when really, guys, Christianity should be in everything. It used to be in the schools, used to be in politics. Now it's not. And look at where the country's at. That's going to do it for this one, though. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, God bless.